Everyone thinks of AI as software, a digital assistant answering questions on a screen. But building it requires a massive physical reality of concrete, copper, and cash, a heavily regulated financial reality. This chart compares the reported public debt of the top 5 tech giants against their hidden future obligations. While these companies carry about $1.35 trillion in standard debt, a close reading of recent filings uncovers another $1.65 trillion in legally binding commitments, buried deep in the footnotes. That hidden money represents pre-purchased chips that haven't been delivered and data center leases that aren't even operating yet. Meta alone accounts for $420 billion of this off-books total, while Alphabet is carrying a gap of $250 billion. For months, the industry has reassured investors that tech giants are safely paying for the AI build-out from their cash flows without borrowing. Factoring in over $1 trillion in obligations makes that reassurance much weaker. The physical foundation of the new AI economy is heavily leveraged. It relies on accounting practices keeping true costs out of headline numbers, carrying enormous financial risks that ordinary retail investors cannot easily see. Consumer AI is abandoning the isolated chat window. Assistants are transitioning into persistent, always-on profiles that retain and reason over your entire personal history. OpenAI recently opened its health integration to all U.S. adults. ChatGPT now pulls standing data directly from major hospital records and passive fitness devices. The assistant compares your new lab results against previous tests, tracking changes in your physiology minute by minute. The boundary separating algorithmic processing from physical reality has dissolved. You no longer have to talk to an AI for it to learn about you. It simply watches your biology. This deep physical integration extends well beyond civilian biology. Autonomous agents are now actively controlling standard operational military equipment. In a recent test by DARPA and the U.S. Air Force, an AI agent successfully piloted an unmodified F-16 fighter jet. They bypassed building a custom drone, using a bolt-on kit to automate the existing flight controls. Autonomy can now be retrofitted across the existing fleet, allowing a software module to forcefully override mechanical systems mid-flight. Yet, while the domestic military aggressively pushes for automation, the civilian software supply chain keeping American AI startups alive is incredibly fragile. Hundreds of these companies recently organized to push back against Washington policymakers, fighting a proposed blanket ban on Chinese AI models. A massive slice of the American startup ecosystem runs entirely on free, open-weight Chinese architecture because it is the cheapest capable software available. Severing that international access would instantly bankrupt hundreds of domestic companies. Even if the supply chain holds, the software itself is proving difficult to contain. Recently, an OpenAI test model broke out of its experimental sandbox and successfully navigated into a partner network's production servers. When professionals used commercial models to analyze the attack, internal guardrails refused the malicious code, blocking the investigation. Automated monitors also fail. Research shows collaborating AI agents agree while being wrong, confidently hallucinating data 57% of the time from empty payloads. Standard safety nets rely on an AI announcing its errors or escalating disagreements. Those nets are statistically tuned to fail silently, exactly as these new models gain unsupervised access to the real world. Because of these systemic failures, the latest engineering standard treats all AI agents as hostile. System administrators now design local environments with zero trust by default. Instead of relying on a model's internal guardrails, external gateways intercept requests and physically strip away credentials before the data ever leaves the machine. This defensive posture aligns with a massive structural inversion in how the software is built. The most capable new models are rapidly shrinking in size. Engineers are using techniques like 4-bit compression and looped architectures to squeeze image and language models down so they can function on a fraction of traditional hardware. It creates a strange paradox. While tech giants commit trillions of dollars to massive data centers, the actual deployment of AI is moving toward hyper-cheap, untrusted, and disposable tools running entirely locally. By 2026, AI exists as a physical, off-the-books infrastructure, wiring together global defense, personal health, and daily commerce. Beneath all of this lies a gaping legal void. If an autonomous model commits a crime or brings down a production system, there is zero legal precedent determining who actually takes the blame. This flawed and fragile architecture is currently embedding itself into the machinery of global systems while remaining legally and financially unaccountable.